All right, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the GetGrowing weekly work session with GetOiling. I am Coach Ashley, and today we're having an Ashley and Julie and you party. Hi, how's it going, Julie? I think Colin may be joining the party at some point, and we certainly look forward to having him here. But we are excited to have you here today, where we are going to talk about lead magnets. So as you're coming in, let us know where you're coming in from, and let us know, do you have a lead magnet for your business, or what are you hoping to learn about today? We are going to be talking about lead magnets. Of course, you're going to see one that I made for you today, and you're going to get it to use in your account and the template to edit it if you want to make it your own. So if you're excited about that, let us know in the comments. And actually, you're using 28 to Elevate from Grow Workspace as a lead magnet. That's huge. Like, you're giving away a whole course. Amazing. Excellent. I love it. You guys are so cool. We are so excited to have you here today. You're using the Simple Grace lead magnet, Sean Constant. Yes, that's a wonderful one. They have several really good ones. Guys, don't forget, we have content partners. If you go to the GetOiling homepage, you can find our content partners. I believe it's in the FAQ section. And you can find people who actually create content to use on your GetOiling platform if you want to make your life easier, get this stuff done more quickly. But I also really highly recommend, for this thing that we're going to be talking about today, making one of your own. And the main reason why is that people are signing up for Young Living, not because of Young Living, because of you, because of your story, because of how you've connected them with this product, and with the way that you know that it can change their life. And so the lead magnet that you have really should, ideally, it's great to start with something that someone else makes, but start to work on creating something that is uniquely yours, that shares your expertise, because it's going to go that much further in helping you to establish yourself as the go-to in your circles, so that more people are more interested in what you have to share and what you have to say. So really exciting. What's in Birmingham? I'm from Huntsville. I don't live there anymore, but way to rep Alabama, Kristi. Good to see you. All right, so I've got some slides I'm going to share. Then we're going to get into a training, and we have got 2 live website reviews today. If someone is here who has signed up for a website review today, go ahead and raise your hand for me. I want to see that you are here. If you are not both here, then we are going to give whatever additional time that is available to someone who's here that needs help. If you are here looking for help today, then please do go ahead and add your questions to the Q&A. Julie, and then eventually maybe Colin, will be able to answer some questions as I'm flapping my jaws and teaching this stuff to you guys. So don't let that hold you back. Also, excuse my my frogginess, getting over a little bit of a cold from like a weird allergy from dust mites. It's just a weird thing, but it's almost gone. Lots of thieves and honey. Getting it done. All right, so you guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to grab some slides here real quick, and we're going to walk through first understanding what the heck a lead magnet is, what it'll do for you, and then getting into how we're going to make it and GetOiling in a really quick and simple way. All right, guys, let's talk about creating lead magnets to help you grow Young Living. So let's talk quickly, a little bit of housekeeping about today. We're going to go through this training. There's some member website reviews, and then get through some Q&A and support. So if you came here needing help today, if you have questions, please go ahead and add that to the Q&A. And if you watch this in the future, hello future you, if you would like to join us on one of these live calls, get live help and support, and be the first to know about great resources like this lead magnet I'm giving away to you guys today, you can join us at getoiling.com/weekly work session. And if you would like a site review or a review of your work, advice, whatever, even if you don't have anything built and you don't know where to start, if you want some hand-on-hand help working with you here on the GetOiling weekly work session, go to getoiling.com/website review to pick a slot for an upcoming call. So in today's training, we're going to talk about what a lead magnet is and why you would want one in the first place. And we're going to talk about how you can create a lead magnet step by step with your GetOiling account. Now, how many of you guys knew, or how many of y'all maybe are already using Canva with GetOiling? We now have Canva integration on GetOiling, and this makes your life so much easier when it comes time to creating resources like we're going to be talking about today. So let me ask you a question for everyone here, and everyone here right now is a Young Living brand partner, right? We're all looking to grow a business with Young Living, but what percentage of people that you personally meet or that you know right now are actually ready to have a full-blown conversation about Young Living right now or as soon as you meet them? Not many, right? It's not usually a very high number, and that's for a good reason, right? So the fact is that most people will be open eventually. Most people will be open eventually, and not all leads are at the same stage. I love comparing your business funnel to those stovetop popcorn poppers. Right, where you put the popcorn kernels with some oil down in the bottom, and then you're continually stirring the pot so nothing burns, right? Because we don't want to get anything too hot. That's pushy and weird, right? Now, some popcorn kernels pop almost instantly, right? Some of them never do, right? Most of them take a while. And like leads in your business funnel, not everybody is at the same stage of readiness or openness, and most require a lot of time, right? And that also means they include it. We need trust and exposure before they actually become interested enough in learning more about what you have to offer or getting started, right? Show me your hands if this makes sense to you, right? We've got to drip trust and exposure and authority over an extended period of time before somebody even wants to know what that thing is that's causing all this magic in your life, okay? So how do we go about building trust and exposure over time without things getting weird or pushy? It's simple. We pay it forward. And I know everybody here knows that paying it forward is a way of life, right? This works the same way with our leads. And we do this, we pay forward toward moving people toward openness and trust, where they would be interested in having a conversation about Young Living with us. We do this by helping them get something they want first. And that does not mean putting an oil in their hand first. Okay, we have to help them get what they want first before we ever ask them to look at our product or our company. We have to help them first. Okay, lead magnets, and this is what we're talking about today, these allow us to do this on autopilot, meaning it happens when you're sleeping, when you're out riding bikes like Greg and Amanda are doing right now on vacation. Lead magnets allow us to do this all the time without being present and at scale with many people at once, okay? A lead magnet, what this is, it is the central piece. It is the absolute central piece of a marketing funnel, which is the thing that produces leads for your business. And let me show you what this looks like. This is actually a funnel that I created for Go for Gold. By the way, if any of y'all signed up for Go for Gold back when we initially launched it with Martha Krejci, we have been remaking the modules. And this is actually an example of an updated funnel. So if you have Go for Gold, all those new modules are there. So make sure that you go get in and see all of that new training, because I've been updating it. There's a lot of great stuff there. So here's how your lead magnet works. What you're going to do is you're either on the front page of your website or on a landing page on your site. You're going to offer this lead magnet. And again, all this lead magnet is a thing that shows somebody how to get a result. You're paying it forward, showing them how they can get a benefit that they're looking for before you ever bring up oils or Young Living at all. Okay. They opt in on a landing page, and that's going to offer the lead magnet, right? You see over here on the far left, it says 3 ways being crunchy can change your life. The lead magnet's over here on the far right. It's called 3 ways being crunchy can change your life. Okay. So we're offering the thing on a landing page. Now they have to enter their name and email, and sometimes their phone number, up to you, on a landing page to be able to get this lead magnet. Now, we call this a lead magnet it's because it attracts leads. They become a lead when they opt in over here on the far left through your funnel on this landing page. They put in their name, their email, their phone. Now they're your lead. They then see a thank you page. And don't worry, over the course of several trainings, you're going to get access to all of these and learn how to make them in your own system. And by the way, again, if you are in Go for Gold, this exact thing is something that's already available for you. Make sure you go log in there and check out the modules. And if you want to get in on Go for Gold, it is getoiling.com/go for gold. And if you use, I believe it's new member, you get a nice little discount. So anyway, you opt in on the landing page, name, email, sometimes phone, you see a confirmation, then you get an email. The email is going to give away this thing, and it's a PDF. You'll know what a PDF is, right? You can just download it. It's not something you can edit. Like a Word document, it's actually saved just as a thing. Ebooks are in PDF format, for instance. So think of this as like just the itty bitty mini ebook that we're giving away, okay? We attach that to our email in our GetOiling system, and it sends out to people automatically when they opt in on this landing page. All right, so this lead magnet that we're gonna make today provides your leads with something of value that they want, not that you want them to know or learn about Young Living, something that they want right now, okay? Now the landing page captures their information and alerts you of a new lead in your system. And the campaign that's attached to this, which is just an automated sequence of emails, shares that lead magnet that you've made or we're making today, encourages engagement with you, and then drips additional emails that would build curiosity toward next steps in speaking with you, right? Because all roads, whether you're on social or using GetOiling, you're blogging, you're making videos, or you're just out there in the world, all roads lead to a one-on-one conversation with you before somebody gets started with GetOiling, right? Or with GetOiling, with Young Living, right? All roads lead to a one-on-one with you when you can then sit down and talk about Young Living together and what products they could use and benefit from, right? Does that make sense? So the whole purpose of this whole thing is to give away something, to pay it forward so that people can see that you are here to help them and not just sell to them. And they will become more open over time. The more help you provide them, the more tips, the more engagement, the more present you are in helping them with things that matter to them, the more likely they'll be to say, hey, you know what? I would love to talk more with you about what it is that you do. All right. So who wants to make one? Excited to make one. We're going to walk through this today and you're going to get access to one that I've made for you. So I want to walk you through the steps of what it takes to create a lead magnet that works. I do have a checklist for you. And again, one that is already done that you can edit yourself or use as is. So first we plan, and a provided worksheet that I'm going to share with you that walks through all of the steps. Then we're going to write it. Right. And if you've ever been on any of my trainings regarding creating things in our system, I always recommend, no matter what it is that you're writing or putting into your website, that you write it in some other place first in a word processor, and then you can copy and paste into the web page or the email or whatever it is that you're creating in GetOiling. Then we're going to design. So using our Canva button in GetOiling, we're going to create a PDF lead magnet that you can give away to your leads. And then we're going to publish. We're going to add this to our GetOiling file manager. Okay. So let's do a walkthrough of how this works, starting with our checklist. You do have a checklist like this that will be in the replay email that goes out to you guys who are here live. You'll also get access to this in the recording, the description on the YouTube channel. So what we're going to do first when we are determining what it is that we are going to make for a lead magnet, this is where a lot of us get stuck or stalled. What on earth do I even give away? What do I have to offer that's of value? You're going to see an example of this in the document that I'll be providing you guys that's already done. But the very first and most important thing is, what is the outcome that they are going to get as a result of getting this thing that you're giving them? Now, the example that I'm giving you is 3 ways to get better sleep tonight. All right. 3 ways to get better sleep tonight is something that could be offered to someone who is struggling with hormone imbalance, who has a newborn kid, who wants to lose weight. This is something that could really work for just about anyone. But when you're right for your person, and this is why this is so important, if you know who your ideal person is, then you can speak more clearly to them in a way that makes them go, oh, wow, they really get me. I bet they know more that could help me, right? So think about what the outcome is that you're going to give them. Why do they want it, right? If somebody wants to sleep better, is it because they don't have enough energy to, to manage all of their family affairs? Maybe they've got several young kids. Maybe they're struggling with sleep and they've got issues with stress that are affecting them negatively in their health, right? This is going to affect us at different points in our life. We want to be clear on what that looks like so that we can really speak to those things in the content of this lead magnet that you create. And then think about what the bigger problem is that this fits into, right? So they want better sleep. They want to get better sleep tonight, but why? What is it going to do for them when they do, right? Do they want better sleep because they know it'll help them lose weight? Do they want better sleep because their doctor told them that they've got blood pressure issues or something like that, right? And they're looking for ways to get better sleep. Do they want better sleep, again, because maybe they've got young kids and they feel zapped of their energy at the end of the day? We want to come to this with understanding deeply of what the problem is for our ideal person. And guys, you can make lead magnets like this for any number of different things. So don't think that this is just one thing. If you've got different ideas, you can make a lot of these guys. Just don't get too carried away, because obviously we want to spend most of our time actually having conversations with people, right? This is just a tool to help us start more conversations. So the next thing that we do is we say, what steps can I share to get them this outcome, and in what short time frame? So what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is 3 steps to getting better sleep tonight. So starting tonight, better sleep, 3 steps. Okay, so we're going to write the title, which I just shared with you, as X numbers of 3 steps to get outcome, better sleep in time frame tonight. All right, you're going to write out your title in that way. And then think about this strategically before you start writing. How can the information that you're sharing help transition them toward a one-on-one conversation with you? Okay, from there, we're going to write our steps out fully after we outline them. We want to make sure that the final step that we share is going to assist in pointing toward a one-on-one with you, or other steps. Like if you have a conversation, like a call funnel, right? If you have like a place where people can book a call with you using a scheduler. If you have additional in-depth resources, like a video that might relate to the resource that you've shared with them here. If you have a lead group you could add them to that has greater resources, give them a way to move a little closer to you. If all you have to offer right now is just using #contact in a link so that they can fill out a contact form and get in touch with you, that is perfectly fine. That is a great place to start. But if you have these other resources, you could certainly add these here as well, just to continue paying it forward and lead them toward making the choice to reach out to you directly. Because that's really what we want, right? When people make their own decision, they feel a lot better about it than when they are compelled to or felt pushed to make a decision. All right, so remember, everything about this lead magnet, the point of this is not to sell or explain Young Living products or services. The purpose of your lead magnet is to open a door to a conversation with this person who has a specific need that you are going to help them with in the lead magnet. And then we're going to fully write this out. So we're going to source the images that we want to use. And then, of course, if you do have affiliate links, feel free to use them, but just be mindful and don't overdo it, because all this is really supposed to be about is opening the door to a conversation with you that can lead to a Young Living exposure. Now, I'm going to share with you guys one more thing. I'm going to walk you through what this lead magnet looks like in real time. This is what you're going to get, and you'll see how we can import this into your GetOiling system to use, or to edit it if you would like to make it your own. 3 ways to get better sleep tonight. So I've got all of the copy here. Do you want to trim a waistline, happier disposition, more energy, less stress, and a longer, healthier, more fulfilling life? It all starts with how you hit the sheets. I've got statistics here to share. I've got actual verifiable information, things that are important for them to know. This isn't just, some kind of a sales brochure, right? I tell them that this does take dedication and time. But if you read on, you can find 3 ways you can start experiencing better sleep tonight, right? And then we got a nice little image of a baby. Number 1 is get moving. I recommend them to get 30 minutes of sleep, to sweat every day. A tired body wants to rest, right? And then recommended yoga, stretching, Tai Chi to a nighttime routine to help wind down. Second step is a wind down routine. You guys see how obvious this is? Right? You don't have to be a sleep doctor to write this, right? It's actually quite simple. Does it feel doable, right? This information that I'm sharing, you probably already know this, right? There are things that are incredibly obvious to you because you are studied in this stuff, and you've been blessed with the knowledge that Gary started sharing with the world that has led to where we are today. Most people don't have that. Understand that you already possess something that can go wonderfully in a format like this to really uniquely and transformatively help someone so that you can pay it forward and get more people trusting what you have to say, so that when it's time for you to share Young Living, it makes perfect sense to them. Okay. Second one is this wind down routine. Notice that I have seated here diffusing essential oils an hour or more, diffusing and, oh, that's typo. I'll change that for you guys when I open it up in a second. Diffusing and applying essential oils an hour or more before bedtime. I mentioned that we're going to talk about this more in step 3. I mentioned a magnesium drink. Young Living doesn't currently have a magnesium drink. So if I wanted to use the supplement one that I use on Amazon or something like that, if you're an Amazon affiliate, this would be an instance where you could certainly link to that product if you do affiliate marketing. And then I basically just walk through a very simple, here's some things that you should do. And again, these are really easy to find. You can find suggestions about these. You can find statistics and all of that kind of stuff easily on the web to support your points. Now, the final point that I put here is to diffuse and apply oils. I talk a little bit about how scent works with memory and with triggering the body for different actions. Give tiny little intro into what essential oils are and verify and validate essential oils, that they are incredibly popular. They've seen extensive medical research. They're now even used in hospitals and treatment facilities, all facts. And then one medically proven benefit of using essential oils is better sleep. Now, if you want to actually include citations here, if you want to be a little bit more academic about this, by all means, absolutely do that. You greens, looking at you. I say here, I swear by topically applied and diffused essential oils nightly for my sleep. It's been the game changer I longed for years, and I won't go to bed without them. And then here we go, check this out. One important thing to note though, not all essential oils are created equal. A lot of companies cut corners for the sake of profit, often at the cost of your well-being. And I leave it there. And now I'm inviting them to talk with me. And I'll admit, after the journey I've had, I'm a little bit obsessed with helping others find the vitality, energy, and wellness I've been blessed to discover. If you're looking for a clearer path to wellness, I'd be honored to sit down with you. Notice, you guys, and you're going to have this, you can read through this entirely yourself and edit it to your liking. I don't mention Young Living in here. I don't mention a specific oil in here. I'm not linking to Young Living in here. The whole point is to build trust, build authority, and engage toward that one-on-one conversation. Okay, we're inviting toward that goal, which is to sit down with you one-on-one. Show of hands, does that make sense? All right, so this is what it looks like when it's done. And I'm going to show you now how you can edit this and get it set up in your system. Now, you are going to receive, as I mentioned, the checklist that I've already shared with you and walked through. And excuse me, and that is going to also contain your link to the Canva template, which I am going to show you really quickly here, and also edit that that one. I'm going to edit that one typo that we saw. So when you download it, you are going to get the full thing right here. It's going to be called the GetOiling Lead Magnet PDF. All I want you to do then is just to edit this template. You're going to download this. It'll be in your own Canva account. Highly recommend that you guys have Pro, but if you don't have Pro, you can still use this. I don't know if all of the images will be non-Pro specific, but you can swap them out for what you like. You could use a site like unsplash.com to upload additional images that you may want to use. But again, all you have to do is just grab the text that you see here, copy and paste from your Word document where you've written what you want to share, or again, you could certainly leave this as is. Now, once you're ready to get this into your GetOiling system, we do want all of them, right? Because we've got like 4 or 5 pages here. So what we'll do is we're going to download this as a PDF standard, and that's just going to keep it as a manageable file size. Hit download. Oh, and you know what? We actually need to rename that file before we upload it. So make sure that you rename it so that it is 3 ways to get better sleep tonight. I know you can't see this, but you'll be doing this on your computer. And then what we'll do is we'll come over here to our saved reply. We're going to hit more rich. We're going to insert or manage files, or I'm sorry, we're going to upload a file, hit drop file, and then we're going to look up 3 steps to better sleep tonight. And we are going to find that on our computer. So I believe this is going to be in our downloads. There we go. We're going to upload that here. And now you're going to see it show up once it's uploaded inside the body here. Now remember, we just have this open for the sake of uploading it. We can actually delete this right now because we're not actually creating a saved reply. Now, when you go over to insert and manage files, you can actually see that 3 ways to get better sleep tonight is right here. Now it's in your system and ready for you to use and add to a campaign that you will attach to a landing page and use in a funnel. So what that'll look like really simply is if you go to campaigns and you create a new one, let's just say that, you know, you've already written one. Here's the one that we use for Go for Gold. I will provide for you in future trainings walkthroughs of this as well. So where you want to hyperlink text and add your new lead magnet here, we can say, we can come over here and hit more rich. We can insert and manage files. All you have to do is click that 3 ways to get better sleep tonight. You could leave it as is, or we can change the text to where it says click here. So click here to get your guide, right? And now when this campaign is attached to a landing page that offers this download, they're immediately going to receive an email that gets them access to that PDF. And that is it. That is how we set that up. I'm excited to see any of the questions that you guys may have about this, because I know we did have just a couple of weird type things. I'm going to re-record this with a little more clarity, just for the sake of keeping it in our system. All right, I have a couple of questions here that I can certainly ask, and then we're going to move over into our reviews. Terry asks, when I'm writing a campaign for the follow-up from a lead magnet, I find it really difficult to rearrange the messages. When I try to change the days, they all change, not just the one that I want. So Terry, there's a trick, and I'll show you this real quick. The trick is to click off of the number field. So let's just use this here as an example. Let's say I want this one to be my day 0, which is the one that goes out right away. I'm going to delete that and hit 0, and then click off of it, like literally click on the screen somewhere else. And then if I want this one to be day 1, I'm going to select 1 here, and then I'm going to click off of the screen. So that's really the quickest way and simplest way to get that done, is to put the value in there and then click off of it. You could also simply change those there as well. This is also why it's very helpful for you to actually compose your campaigns inside of a word processor. Because if you can see the thing that you're doing, I mean, every new message is going to show up as a 0. So like as day 0 when you compose a new message. So create them in order and number them as you go, number 1. But then if you have this planned in an outline, for instance, in your system, or right in a word processor that you're bringing over to your system, then you are going to have a much easier job figuring out which headline or which one of the messages is going to go in what order. Let's see, if we purchase Go for Gold prior to joining GetOiling, are the classes still available there? Yes, Marty, if you purchase Go for Gold at all, ever in the past, including Golden 6, the original 5 videos that Martha did, you are going to get the new video updates. They're inside of the Go for Gold, the modules, which is on Martha's GetOiling. And you're going to just see those lessons inside there as Go for Gold 2.0 modules. And we are on, as we're filming this right now, I think we've just published week 3, and we've got 2 more weeks to go with it. Quite a lot there to catch up on, including a completely redone funnel with a lead magnet that looks very similar to this, and a campaign and everything that's already done for you. Ilka asks, so is the lead magnet that I have on my site one of my articles on how the oils help with the body-mind connection on entry level, or is it an okay lead magnet? This is a really good question, Ilka. It's good information. And I think that if we're talking about oils specifically with a body-mind connection, unless people are coming to you with a specific pain point or desire to learn about oils or aromatherapy or oils and the body and the mind, like if they have a pain point that's like, I really need to know that, then that's a good lead magnet. But chances are it's going to be a lot better for you to use a resource like that for somebody with whom you've already maybe shared Young Living, so that they can be more open to oils. They can see the value in the oils more. So I would use a resource like that a little further down the line. For a lead magnet, I would create something that's not oil focused, something that, again, it talks about stress, or maybe it talks about mental health, mental wellness or something like that, and how they can get a practical benefit. And then further down the line, after you've had conversations with them about oils, then you provide something like that. I hope that makes sense. Feel free to ask more questions if it doesn't. Okay, Allison, I have my lead magnet or freemium and the landing page created. Good job. Also have a 4-message campaign, but I'm stuck on creating an automation for the double opt-in. Paul and Greg have tried to help me, but I'm still stuck. I basically want someone to get an email or pop-up confirming email before I give them my freemium. So the customer journey will look like this. They click the link that takes them to my landing page. They fill in their info. They get an email or pop-up confirming their email, double opt-in. Once they confirm, they get the first email in my campaign. So we don't have that feature in our system yet. And I think I know what you're talking about. And it's something that like Aweber used to do this, I think way back in the day. The best way to get a confirmed opt-in for someone is to follow, and I believe you have Go for Gold. I talk about this in detail in module 1 with creating the funnel in there. Basically what you want to do with our system is you offer the lead magnet, right? That's what you do on the landing page. They are then going, the redirect from the landing page is a thank you or confirmation page that says, go check your email, right? Now, you can add an automation to the link that they click to get their PDF from the from your email, from the campaign, right? So instead of sending them straight to a PDF, which somebody could put in a bunk email address and then get your freebie, right? We don't want that. That's why we want to go to a thank you page. But what you could do, again, if you're wanting to kind of get a little nerdy here with the automations, if you want to say like they got the lead magnet, like somebody who's actually clicked and got it, you could add an automation that maybe tags someone when they click the lead magnet link, that PDF link in your email campaign. That could trigger an additional campaign if you wanted to do that, if you really want to get into the weeds with this. So that's how I would recommend that. Okay, so did I hear it right? We can use 3 ways for better sleep as it is. Yes, Ilka, you can. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do recommend you make it your own, but if you want to use it as it is, go for it. The 3 ways being crunchy can change your life. That's in Go for Gold. If you have Go for Gold, that's ready to go to use as is as well. Dawn says, once the lead magnet is ready to go, how and what do we market so that people opt in, such as a post on Facebook with a link to this lead magnet to capture their email? Yes, so in an upcoming training, Dawn, I'm going to show you how to use this PDF that we've just made to create a landing page that offers it. And there'll be 2 options for that. One is a standalone landing page, or if you wanted to make this lead magnet be the offer that's on the front page of your website. So this is actually a really important piece. I mentioned this earlier when the slide stuck on the on the cover photo for today. Your lead magnet, your funnel that generates leads, and your lead magnet is the thing that draws them in. It's the most important part of your website, right? Because if you don't have a way to generate leads, you just kind of have an expensive business card, a high-tech expensive business card. So, which is fine if that's what you're into. But if you want your website to work for you and do what you want it to do, we want to get those leads. So we do have 2 options for that we'll be going over in a future training. And what you would be promoting in terms of like the link would be the actual link to the landing page, because that's where they put in their name and email. Then they get the campaign, they get the lead magnet and things like that. So I am working in the order of operations of the build and not in the order of what your prospect sees. That's important. So we're making the thing that draws them in first, then we're going to build the thing that actually delivers it for them. All right, Laureen, how do you link a lead magnet to GetOiling not in an email? I create a landing page. It takes people back to my homepage without filling their info so that they can download it. So the best way, I mean, you can link a PDF anywhere on your site. It's only a lead magnet if they have to enter their name and email in a landing page or a lead form to get it. So if you want to have free PDFs all over your site, have at it. But that's a lot of work that you're not really going to get the main benefit for. So if you wanted, one option that you could do is to have the redirect be the URL. So when you pull up, here, I'll show you this real quick. When you pull up the, when you go over here to insert or manage files, you can actually grab the link right here. And then you could come and paste it right here and see that this is actually a hosted file on your site now, right? So if we do that, we could make that be where your landing page might redirect. It's just not what I recommend, because like I was mentioning earlier to Allison, you could get a bad email address and they still get the thing that they came for, and you didn't get what your website's supposed to do for you, which is to collect leads information for people you can follow up with and talk with Young Living about, or talk with about Young Living, words. All right. Does the checklist, Juliet asked, does the checklist walk us through all of these steps, including creating and adding the thank you response and linking everything together? No, right now, this checklist is just about your lead magnet and going up to the point of getting it into your GetOiling system. So what we've accomplished today in the training is what this checklist goes over. I will be doing another video that shows you how to write the campaign specifically. That's what's going to deliver this to them. And then finally, to create the landing page that offers it in the first place, which is the thing you'll be sharing to give this lead magnet away. Now, if you want to like kind of go ahead and go get the full picture of how this works right now, you can go to getoiling.com/get-leads. That's an older training that we did on this before I ever knew what Canva was or how to use it. Guys, I was really late to that show, but I show you how to do it like using Pages on a Mac. But you can just substitute the lead magnet part with this Canva thing that we did today, and I show you how to get it all set up in GetOiling. That one does not teach the thank you page though. So you will want to create a custom page that just has a nice little brief, you know, hey, go check your email, add my email to your contacts. If you don't see the email within 5 or 10 minutes, contact me. And then you're good to go. So if you are just ready to rock and roll with this, then go to getoiling.com/get-leads, and you can fast forward on your training here if you'd like. All right, Terry says, at what point do you give up? How many emails per campaign before you stop sending to people who don't respond? Terry, this is a great question. So a lot of people won't respond, right? Just like a lot of people aren't ready right now. You know, they aren't. One day you're going to send an email to them that you're sending out to 100 people or 1,000 people, and that person's finally going to be like, you know what? I needed this today, and I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready for next steps. You never know when that next piece of popcorn is going to pop as you're stirring the pot. So you have to keep stirring the pot. Now, in courses like Go for Gold, excuse me, I talk about how this whole strategy works together, but just a Cliff's Notes here. The idea here isn't just, you know, we give up after a certain point. When we write our campaign, which I'll get into in another training, when we write our campaign, we're really designing that to create an individual personal conversation with someone for if they're ready for them to hit reply and start talking with you, which will be the thing that leads into a potential Young Living conversation, right? That's kind of our goal here, is to find people who are ready right now to connect them with a need that you can help them fill, right? With products that you know that can fill that need. But they may not be ready yet. This is why you get into making content. This is why you make YouTube videos, why you make blog posts, things that are helpful to people. You don't have to make a lead magnet every week, but you could write 500 words, a love letter to people who are in the same shoes that you were in before. Give them a little thing, little tip. You know so many things right now. Give them a little tip once a week, and wish them well and give them hope, inspire them, make them laugh, whatever you are really good at. And then of course, continue to remind them, hey, by the way, if you are ready to have a conversation about getting better sleep, whatever that outcome is that you're most passionate about offering to your people, they're going to respond when they're ready. But we have to keep showing up for them and paying it forward consistently. And that's going to show us to the world as being an authority, as being someone worth listening to, someone that people want to follow, and who, when those people are ready to get serious, and who is serious about getting serious about their health all the time. Most people aren't, even a lot of us, right? we don't always necessarily remember to oil up every day, take our supplements every day. You know, we aren't always perfect at this either. So understand that most people are not in that place. But if we keep showing up and leading, right? That's what we're doing. We're leading with our message, with our purpose. People will follow. And when they are ready to step into serious change shoes, they're going to want to do it with you. So we don't give up. We actually keep dripping. So everybody who's ever opted in on this landing page you'll build in the future for this lead magnet, you will filter your contacts for all of those people. And when you write a new blog post, you're going to send it out to them and say, hey, I made a thing this week. I hope it helps you. Remember, I'm here for you. You can hit reply anytime. I'd love to talk with you about how I can help you get whatever result it is that you want to help them with. There's your answer. We don't give up, but we keep dripping. Okay, if you don't have Go for Gold, it is getoiling.com/go for gold, and you can use the code new member. And we have just recently redone it. I am teaching it from the perspective of Attract Well, which is the same as GetOiling. You guys just have better benefits because we have all of our amazing content partners and classes that are specific to GetOiling. GetOiling is just for Young Living, and Attract Well is for people who do not have Young Living businesses. But it's the same stuff, you guys, and you get all of the content that's pre-made and everything. All right, I have a thank you pop-up set up. Okay, got it. So Allison, that's cool. You could totally do that. But if you want to go next level with this, just create a confirmation page that just has a general, like just that, you know, hey, your stuff's on the way. And you could make this general for every thank you page that you, like every offer that you create. Thank you page can be the same. Picture of you. Thanks for getting the thing. It's on the way to your email now, but first add me, my email address, to your contacts. You should see it in 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't see it, contact me and have a contact button. That covers it. Redirect to that thank you page every time you create an offer on your site, and then link the PDF or the page or whatever in the campaign that lead form or landing page sends to. How many lead magnets should you have on your website? Is it possible to have too many at one time? Yes, it's possible to have too many at one time. You should have 10 times or more content, blog posts, things like that. Then you have lead magnets. I would say maybe consider making a new lead magnet once a quarter or twice a year. You don't need a bunch of these guys. So don't let it take up too much of your time. Okay, Allison, and you should have one main lead magnet on, like, in the top above the fold on your webpage, period. Like, you should have one big thing. If they scroll further down the page, if you want to offer your lead group, your blog, your newsletter list or whatever, have that there. But like your compelling offer, you should really only have one at a time on your homepage. And you can, again, like you can recycle those or swap them out once a year, once a quarter, you know, just don't do it all the time. You want to be able to use something long enough to see if it's really working. All right, how do we know where to put our freemiums? If we have a few, should be one on the homepage, another on About Me, another somewhere else. So again, I would focus on one. And if you're making them strategically, you know, it should really be something that ties into a bigger thing that you do. So in Go for Gold, Martha talks about your sort of like your signature offer or your specialty group is what it is. She talks about your specialty group. And what that is sort of like a process. It is a thing and an outcome that you know how to get. And you know how to get that outcome following these specific steps. And those steps probably get oiled, right? So if you take one of those steps out, that's a lead magnet. And once you've got that lead magnet, you have the campaign that you write that says, hey, by the way, this is a part of a bigger thing that I offer, right? And so that could lead to a paid program. It could lead to a challenge that involves Young Living product. Right. We do talk about all of that in Go for Gold. So I would pick the one that just pick one that would most compellingly fit a need of the person that you most want to be helping. And then what you can do as well is just have the others available on landing pages. And if you write a blog post or make a YouTube video and a different lead magnet that you have is more fitting for that content, then offer that there. That's totally fine. But on your site, like on your front page, and really generally elsewhere on your site, you really want to kind of be themed in that way. So, I mean, if you're showing up and you're talking about beating fatigue, then you're going to provide something that's compelling, that helps them beat fatigue. And that's going to be the main thing that you focus on, because that's what the person you're wanting to attract is dealing with the most. And so just keep that message pointed. If you're all over the place, they're going to look in too many directions for them to focus on, and they're going to be out the door quickly. So just pick one, be confident in it. You can always, make adjustments or add to it in the future. All right, this will be included in the downloads and in your email, the checklist and everything that we've shared with you today. Let's see. Suzanne, I'm not sure what link we're talking about, but maybe you were having a conversation with Colin or Julie that I'm not read into. I don't know what link in the chat we're talking about. Please let us know, and we can take care of that for you. All right, the next training will be identified as the next step. Yes, 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 yes. And we will also, Juliet, have these in our support. So if you check the little question mark and you want to look for funnel, or you want to look for campaign, or in this case, lead magnet, we will be putting a version of this training there. So you can actually follow these steps, this sequence as you like. And I also plan to use the same training to update that getoiling.com/getleads little funnel course that we have there as well. So that'll be really kind of a comprehensive place to get all of the steps. So many great questions today. Oh my goodness. If you send an email with a lead magnet and a campaign, was wondering if adding a PS option to purchase. No, I don't. I would always put, like, I wouldn't PS an option to purchase. And here's why. Look, there are differing schools of thought around what works. All I know is the stuff that's worked for decades, and that is dropping a link and hoping that someone takes action on it is not reliable, nor is it duplicable. The most important thing that you can do to get someone started with Young Living the right way is to start them the right way, which is on a call with you. So never use just a Young Living link to purchase unless you are working with someone who's maybe your customer that's been with you for a long time, and you're highly confident that they'll be able to get what they need when they click that link. If they're new or they haven't signed up, it is a call, period. It is a call with you. It's a Zoom, it's a phone call, it's whatever. You're going to help them through it or walk them through it. You're going to be present with them to help them make sure they're getting what they need. So call to action, if you want a PS in your signature or whatever, book a call with me. That's a solid move. Lets people always know there's a way to do it, and it gives them a way to get them on your calendar if you have a calendar page set up. Okay. Oh, I got it. GetOiling.com/getleads, no spaces. That is the older training that we did. All right, you guys are amazing. There's so many questions today. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up, because we've got some time here, and thank you guys for being so incredibly patient. I wonder if you're both here today. Today we have Kristi and Reagan scheduled. Kristi and Reagan, if you are here, please raise your hand. Kristi, I see you here, so I'm going to go ahead and bring you out. Reagan, if you're here, please raise your hand, and we'll bring you out after Kristi. Hi, Kristi.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for your patience today. So tell me what kind of help you're looking for with your site.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to apologize in advance. I am so not tech savvy, and I'm trying to learn this stuff fast enough so that I don't ask questions that have been answered everywhere. I really am trying. That said, I'm in my 50s, and this is taking me a little longer than some people. My issue is my site, I'm in HBR with Martha, and I don't want my site to be just about oils. Now, I've got a nice little logo for my oils, and I've got some different things on there, but that's just oils. And I want very much to do the planner and organizing courses that I've got also. And the other thing is, like, my biggest beef with the myYL.com course is that it's totally not personalized. I don't want my website to look like anybody else's. On the other hand, obviously, I don't have the skills to do much. So I'm trying to, that's why I'm using GetOiling.
All right.
So I tried to make a lead magnet, and so I was thrilled that that was the content today, because I had it made and then couldn't put it on my site because I couldn't figure it out. But I think I've got the material now that I can go back and do that. But all I've done so far is a couple blog posts, and I just figured out how to do that much.
Okay. Well, first of all, you should applaud yourself. And why don't y'all go ahead and applaud Kristi for the amazing work that you have been doing. This is great. You've made a logo for yourself. You've got a branded image that you want to use on your blog. This is good. This is a solid start. This is honestly, I mean, this is a lot. Believe it or not. This is a lot. So don't beat yourself up. Even if you have questions that other people have asked, you have not, been around the fire for the same length of time, but at the same time, you've probably done more work than some who have been around longer. So don't worry, you're cool. Everybody is a different kernel in that popcorn pot, right? So we all kind of bloom in our own time. So what I would recommend that you do, since I know you're in HBR and I contributed to that program, and so I know kind of what's in it, what you want to do is first really kind of boil down what your bat signal is, which is something that Martha teaches you in there, guys. It's also something that's taught in Go for Gold. If you're in Go for Gold, she teaches a bat signal. Bat signal is basically understanding the avatar or your perfect client and understanding what it is that's important to them. And then all you really need to do is just use one of the templates on our site and just write a love letter to them. I mean, that's really it. Write a love letter to them. Let her know that that you've been where she's been, that you want to help her out, and you have something that'll help her do it. If we just look at it that way, just you're writing your website and everything that you do here to tell her that, or him, or whoever your person is. We're letting them know we see them, we hear them, we've been where they are, and we have a way to help them move forward. And if you could just open up a word processor and just pretend like your ideal bat signal avatar person is right in front of you, and just write down what you would want to say to her right now, and then put that onto your website. Hey, I'm here and I want to help you get this, be this, do this, have this. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go to My Site Settings, Custom Pages, create a page, and then let's use this home page. We got a template here, it's already made. You want to swap out this image, all you got to do is click here and add a different background image, right? That's pretty straightforward. Tell her, I help you, call her out positively, right? Don't call her tired. Don't call her tired or stressed. Call her strong, right? Call her something that she wants to be called, how she wants to be recognized, how she wants to see herself. Tell her how you help her, and then offer your lead magnet right here. In your settings, you're going to talk to her again, tell her what she's going to get when she puts her information in here. You're going to connect the campaign. I'll show you guys how to do that in the next training. Connect the campaign here that's going to give her that lead magnet. Give her a tag with the name of your lead magnet. Real simple. And then send her to your thank you page. This will be a confirmation page, right? So put the confirmation page here. And that's it. We say done there. We've already told her, hey, you're here. Hey girl, I'm here for you. Here's what I'm here to help you do. Grab her attention, offer a free guide. Give a little bit of information about you here, swap out an image for your own. And then let her know some other options, right? Do you have a Facebook group? Will you be creating an email list? Or will you be blogging? Or is there something that you are doing right now that you could help her with? This could be as simple as making this a book a call with me, and then just editing the link and making it say contact like this. And then she just fills out a contact form and she gets in touch with you. And that's it. This could be your homepage. Real simple, really, really, really simple. If you don't have a bunch of stuff to put up here yet, you can delete this section or hide it. Right? And then all you have to do, and this is new, is set this as the homepage of your site.
Okay, because I thought I wanted my homepage to be my blog.
It is right now.
Right, and that's what I had set it to that because I thought that's what I wanted to do. And okay, and here's why. Let me. I may have something wrong in my thinking. It's real likely. I'm hoping that it won't just be about new people, but it will also be about people that are returning to it. I'm Silver and Young Living, so I've got a lot of people, not a lot, but I've got more than 5 that are interested in some of the training information. Some of it's going to be in vaults, but my thinking was that I would want them to come back to the blog continually. And if they have to hit the landing page every time, then people get discouraged from looking at the blog. Does that make sense?
Okay. So here's the thing, right? The way that people find their way to your website is going to be through a multitude of different channels, right? It's going to be a bunch of different ways that people can find you.
Right.
And it really, the way that you do this depends fundamentally on how you want new people to find you. Because the way that you communicate with people who are already in your bubble is not going to be to send them to krististapler.com. You're going to be sending them an email with this searching for health blog post, and you're going to be sending them straight to this blog post. Or if you created a lead magnet that's going to work beautifully for them and help them with something, then you're going to send them to the landing page, right? So for people who are already in the loop, that's why we create content. Content is a way for new people to find us, but it's also a way for us to continue to nurture the people who have committed to hearing from us, who may or may not be in your organization or a member yet, right?
Like in the
So,
lead
so
group.
really, well, so people can be in your lead group, but that doesn't put them on your list, right? If they're in your lead group and your lead group is on GetOiling, then yeah, totally, because that puts them in your database. You have their email. They've given you permission to email them. That's money. That's what you want. If they're in your lead group on Facebook, you are rolling the dice as to whether or not they see the next thing that you put out there, right? So lead group is great to have on Facebook because it gets you exposed to more new people. But your first order of business, no matter where you are out in the world, is to move people over to your site so they can opt in and become a lead. And that's why it's so important to have a page like this, where above the fold, this very important space right there, the very first thing that they see in nanoseconds, they can see and make the decision that they want to get on your email list because they want this thing that you can offer them. So that's why it's so important to eventually have a homepage. Having your blog as the homepage is perfectly fine. But the way that our site is kind of built and optimized, because we can do the stuff that WordPress does, but we're not WordPress, right? Like we aren't built as a blog site. We're really built from the CRM in the middle out to all of the different ends that you could desire. And yes, of course, you could have blog as a homepage. The only problem is that we don't have a way right now, at least, for you to put a pop-up here that says, hey, you want this thing? Get on my list, right? So the most important thing that your site can do for you is gather those names and email addresses, because those are your future leads and your members who are paying the closest attention. We want to keep those people's attention by emailing them regularly with things that are relevant to them. And that's your list, right? If you study marketing on the internet for any period of time, anybody who knows what they're talking about will tell you that your list is the most important thing in your business. It's a list of customers and prospective customers, because once you have that contact information, you have permission to send whatever, whenever, whether that's a new offer or any number of different things, right? The opportunities open up exponentially the more your list grows and the more trust you have with the list that you have.
Okay, so I think part of my problem was I was coming from this from a wrong perspective. And what you just said makes perfect sense. It's just a real shift. So the people, okay, back when I was thinking of blogs, I thought people would follow your blog and then they would be coming. But what you're saying is they're more likely to come to it from some of these other sources. Like, for instance, if I've put something new on here and I put it in my my specialty group, which is I've got two of them because I've got the one for oils and the one for planners. They're likely to see it there and come to the blog, not just be automatically coming to the blog. Did that make sense?
Right. That's right. Yeah. So the best way to bring people to your blog, well, there's two best ways. One of them is to be showing up in front of an already engaged audience. So this would be on your social, or maybe a link to a blog post beneath your YouTube. So most of the time when people arrive at a blog, they've arrived there because they've Googled something, or they have watched a video on YouTube and somebody has offered a link in the comments, or they have found that blog post by searching a keyword on Google, right? Or in a search engine. We don't typically just stumble upon the front page of someone's blog.
Okay.
Right. And in a lot of cases, even people who are bloggers primarily, they will have some kind of more of a main page that then offers different categories of their blog, or here's my most recent post, which is something that you can do. If you want to feature your blog on your homepage, all you've got to do is come down here. And if you've got 3 recent blog posts, you have 2, and you've got a featured image, those things are going to populate when you publish the page. So you can still feature your blog on your homepage. It's just, you know, the thing that is going to get people to actually come back is very likely going to be you reminding them to come back because they've opted in for your guide. And now the next time they write something, they're going to send you an email and tell you to come read it.
Okay, so that's why you're saying do a landing page as the front thing. And
we'll also have a homepage that has a pop-up. So this is a homepage. This would be a homepage that we're talking about right here. And
okay.
when we say get my free guide, this says lead here because that's going to pop up this form. And what you're going to do, and again, we'll have other trainings about this, or if you go to getoiling.com/get leads, I walk through this. You're going to attach the campaign that has your lead magnet right here, right?
Okay.
And then they're going to go to a confirmation page. They'll still be able to go back to your homepage on your site, but now you have their email address. And in that campaign that you have attached here for your lead magnet, you can include links to your blog post. You absolutely should be including links to your blogs if you have them and they're relevant to the points that you're making. You could say, oh, by the way, I created a blog post that talks about this. You can head over here and get it, right? Be linking to your blog widely in the content that you make on social, on YouTube, and then the emails that you write, so that people can continue to go and see those things and benefit from them. But generally speaking, it just, you know, considering the fact that we as modern humans have the attention span of a goldfish, we're talking 7-8 seconds tops. Most people are not going to land here and easily see what's in it for them to stick around. And they're very likely not going to remember to come back to this website for the next thing that you might be talking about, right? So if they land here and they see that this is the kind of stuff that they can expect from you, and this is something that you can help them do right now, they can hop on the list. And now you can tell them about every future blog post that you write, because those are going to be the people who come back and read.
Okay. And that's why, because that part of what I'm struggling with is that, and I know exactly what Martha says about it, but I had already set up my lead group on Facebook to be for my Young Living team. And so I have ended up with 2 lead groups, and I know all the reasons not to, but it was already there and I have other people involved. So it's not like I could just X out of it. But I can still have both lead groups leading to the same website, which actually is focused on my lead magnet, which encompasses both halves.
Okay.
Is that right?
So yeah, so the thing is, right, like your lead group, if it's working the way that you're supposed to have it work, right, this needs to be something that is a home for the person you're talking to right here, to, you know, kick off her shoes, or, you know, let loose, or find the information she can't find anywhere else, or find a community that supports her, or whatever. And just like your lead magnet, and I don't want to get too deep into the weeds of Martha's program here, but just like your lead magnet, your lead group is about serving them. It's not about promoting your product. So do we maybe put some testimonials in there about results people have gotten by working with you, or taking your recommendations? Totally, that's totally fine. But it's not a co-promotional thing, because nobody wants to go hang out in a group where people are promoting something that you haven't bought yet. That's like going to a place where you get sold to. That's not going to be an attractive place for someone to stick around and stay. And somebody's not going to want to stick around on an email list or to read more content in a lead magnet that is just selling them on something outright. right? So basically what you want to do is, is think about, who do you help? How do you help them? The way that you help them is, A to Z steps. Pull step Q out of there and make that your lead magnet. Maybe put steps, B through F inside of a lead group, and then let them know, hey, if you want the whole journey, get in touch with me, right? And maybe you put little pieces, B1 is in your blog post, C12 is in another blog post, right? Like we're putting little breadcrumbs out there from the whole of what we know we can do to help them, so that we can attract them in. And that's the idea here. So, I mean, your lead group needs to promise a benefit, just like your landing page, your lead magnet does. We want to help them get a thing that they want. So if you've got something like that that works for what you'd be offering on a homepage like this, then put it here, right? If not, like, you can just change this, put text over here. You could swap out this section. As a matter of fact, you can just put in this one, maybe this one right here, and have a nice little image here that you want to use, and say, just like I put in the lead magnet that we were looking at earlier today, this stuff that I put here. I'll admit, after the journey I've had, I'm a little bit obsessed with helping others find blah, 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 right? So this verbiage right here, you could put this into a section right here, and then insert you a little button like this. And oops, I put 2 in there, right? And then we'll have this say, get in touch, and this will say contact. We'll update that. And so now they know that, if you've made it this far and you're someone who's looking for this kind of help, and you don't have to have a perfect group made or a this or a that. You could simply have, verbiage like this that I've given you guys here on the PDF. Put it right here, tag it with contact, have it say get in touch, and just let them reach out to you, because the people who are ready, who want that benefit, are going to want to when they're ready, right? And then, of course, you would endeavor to continue creating a resource like a lead group that is not promotional, but that helps them get a benefit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's I didn't mean to give the impression. Neither of my lead groups are even remotely promotional. They are both entirely about serving. It's just that they're in 2 sections of my bat signal, because one of them is done jointly with other leaders in my group and talking about just natural. The focus is just natural health stuff, whereas my personal one is broader. It's
you.
Like, okay. The one with my group is kind of a subset of my own personal.
Got you. Okay. Well, I mean, whichever one you are most interested in providing. This is going to kind of go to answer a question that Diane has over in the comments, picking out whatever the offer is that you want to give to your people, whether that's your lead magnet or a lead group. Just think about what is going to help give them the greatest benefit right now. I'm going to help you live a better life is not something that is as attractive as I'm going to show you how to lose 10 pounds in 30 days, right? Or I'm going to show you how to eliminate stress. So have a perfect morning. So this is our perfect mornings group or something like that. Think about the thing that it offers, what it does for them, that is pointed, that is specific, that is something that's very desired by them. And that's going to be the move. And as you actually work with that ideal person, and I highly recommend everybody, if you know somebody that fits this bill for you, get close with them, work with them one-on-one, help them get the benefits that you know how to get, so that you have their story. I mean, do it for free because you love it, and ask them for their testimonial and their case study. And you're going to see revealed in the work you do with them, the answers to the future lead magnets, the features of your lead groups, and the different content that you're going to want to create on your site, because you're working with someone who has this problem and you are actually actively helping them to solve it. Those things do tend to reveal themselves as you're working with them side by side. So yeah, I would just, pick whichever one. There's not a wrong answer here, so long as you are serving first. But you do want to make sure, and I have this in our checklist for this, what we've gone over today, you do absolutely want to make sure that you are that you're solving a problem that they can actually work their way through. without you having to be there with them step by step. That you need to prove that you know what you're talking about by giving away something of value to them up front. No, no questions asked. Here you go, paying it forward. And it's something that's actually going to give them a transformative benefit. So if you know things that can help them start to get better sleep tonight, and you know that better sleep is a critical piece of the puzzle for them and the bigger outcome that they're looking for, then you give them that, right? And that thing can shift. If you wanted to create a 7 steps to a perfect morning, and that's what you offer in 3 months, or that's the new thing that you want to get out there just to kind of freshen things up for people who maybe haven't opted in yet, then that's something that you do. But then, in terms of your lead group, that's definitely something, with Martha's strategies, definitely, consult her training and that group there. But the thinking is very similar. It needs to be something that she can have and do and take advantage of and get a benefit from right now, because that's what's going to cement you in her mind as that person who can help her get the bigger problem solved. And the way to get the bigger problem solved is going to involve Young Living and Young Living products. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think I just have done like 3 major shifts during your conversation. And and that's good. I mean, because that's what I was saying when I asked for help. I said, I don't want a generic Young Living website. I can get that from somewhere else. And I had, because of this split situation that I've got, I think I was heading the wrong direction. And I think I just moved myself over. I will let that be a side direction. I will leave that more to the other people in my group if they really want it.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Absolutely. That works.
Okay. All right. I think, yeah. And then I've got some other classes that you've already done to go back and work on some mechanics of how to make some of these things happen.
Excellent. Yeah. And feel free to come back out. I'd love to help you with making sure that you've got all this set up on a homepage that works really well for you. So definitely feel free to book a call again for the weekly work session so we can do that together.
Okay. Now, one last question. You made a comment about you were doing this in the order of the operation of build, not use order. That really caught my attention, because that's one of the things I've been confused about, is that in all this stuff that I'm doing, it seems like before I do any of the marketing stuff, I've got to stop and make sure I've got the content created first.
So before you go to your site to make anything, I absolutely recommend that you have content created first. So you write out what you want to say before you make a blog post. You write out what you want to say before you write a campaign. Yeah, absolutely. Write it all out first, because you're going to want to edit yourself in terms of the visual stuff and the technical stuff. And if you're clear on what you want to say, which that's the most important thing. The whole purpose of your website is to say what you need to say to the right person. So get clear on that first. And then you go publish. And then of course you can edit to whatever degree that you need to in the future. But if you ever need to do an overhaul or create something new, yes, you write that. You write that separately because tech.
Right. And then you about, like, my course material needs to be created before I go do all this, because I can't offer something that isn't in existence.
Okay. Yeah. So that's in terms of courses, I mean, that really kind of depends. I mean, what we're focusing on here right now is moving people toward Young Living conversations. So, pre-selling courses and things like that. And that's definitely, if you're in HBR, that's something that Martha, I know, has some training on. You don't necessarily have to have a whole course done before you start selling it. I mean, Martha and I are live re-releasing Go for Gold as we live released Go for Gold. We didn't have all 5 modules completed when we first started selling and offering Go for Gold. So there are ways to get that done. And if you go and we'll have to get you this link. And Reagan, I see that you did wind up raising your hand, and I want to offer an opportunity to get together with you privately because I see that here now. I have to get running here. We're coming up on an hour and a half here. And I have to get on a call here shortly. But where your course content is concerned, we do have a how to build an online course that is something that we made available to people who are in HBR. So you definitely want to check out HBR for that. You don't need to have a course created before you start writing blog posts or creating a funnel or anything like that, you need to just, come up with something like what we've talked about today so that you have a thing that you can pay it forward with.
Okay. And then having the personal meeting with you, that's where you're saying to take, that makes sense. I love it. I think that was the final piece that I was missing, is where do I send them after all of this? And you're saying this personal meeting with you, which is what makes sense for what we do.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a perfectly fine place for this to move. And I mean, if your goal is to get more people signed up for Young Living, the number one goal that you should have is to have more conversations with people. So anything that you can do to move people toward conversations with you is going to be the move. Now, if you want to start adding on things like courses into the future, that's fine, but that is a completely different ballpark from what we're getting to here today.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm so glad you came out to join us. I look forward to seeing more of what you're doing in the future.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. Yes. And you're welcome. And thank you for being here. Reagan, I'm going to reach out to you privately to schedule a call with you. Diane, we're going to find our offer for your tribe by determining what you can do to help them right now. You swap out your lead magnets by simply swapping out the image and the copy for each on your homepage. Use this feature that's on your homepage, and then create yourself a landing page that continues to offer it. Don't retire your lead magnets entirely. You should be keeping those on your blog posts and your content, but the one that you feature on your homepage is one that you can swap out and cycle out over time. I'm trying to go through these before I have to run. And then, oh, here, yeah, thank you, Julie. I have my video on now. Hi, guys. Is it a good idea to have both 2 lead magnets as a lead, 3? No, Ilka, one lead magnet on the front page of your site. If you want to have a landing page that you offer elsewhere that has the additional lead magnets that you want to offer, you could certainly do that. But on the front page of your site, one. If we give people more than one option, they will do nothing. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Reagan. I'm gonna send you an email here shortly before these 2 other calls I'm doing today. All right, you are amazing, and there's still so many of you guys stuck around for this whole thing. Julie, this is gonna take forever to process for you. All right. So you guys, JackieMcLaughlin.com/platinum. We're going to be going live at here in like 7 minutes. We are working on her platinum systems. If you guys are in there, you're going to love it. If you're here live, just, kind of join the party and move over to do that. And for those of you who are in Jessica Doman's, her Modern Social Mama coaching group, we are going to be doing a social posting in an hour a week training at 3 o'clock. So I guess I'll be seeing all of you guys very soon. How do you get onto those events? All panelists and attendees. So for JackieMcLaughlin.com/platinum, I'm putting that in the chat right now. That will have recordings as well available to you. You can invite your teams to that. And for Jessica Doman's, you're going to want to be a part of Modern Social Mama, and you can go to modernsocialmama.com. And that is going to be at 3 o'clock Eastern today. So that is a course you would want to purchase access to that. It is a course that we co-created with GetOiling and Attractwell. So anyway, all right, you guys, what a call. Thank you guys for all of this amazing engagement, these great questions. Look for a training. I'm going to record a very short version of this for you to get, and that way you can get to work on your lead magnets quickly and easily, and look for more training on how to plug the whole thing up. Look forward to seeing you on a future training. Take care.